Okay, hi girls. So today we're just going to finish off geometry. So we had gone through most of the chapter and you had done some questions, but I had missed a few areas because I didn't have a protractor and a set square, and I just missed interior angles by accident. So we're going to start by looking at using a protractor. This is your protractor, and drawing angles. So measuring, using it, and also drawing angles. Okay. Then we're just going to look at interior angles, and we're also going to look at drawing parallel and perpendicular lines. We're going to correct the geometry worksheet that you continued to do, and then we're on Thursday of this week, the 30th of April, we're going to have a test on geometry 1. So please look over the whole chapter and let me know if you have any problems during the week. Okay, I'll come back to the homework when we've gone through everything. Okay, so we're going to start by using a protractor. Okay, so measuring angles using a protractor. So if you look at the protractor, it has this little cross in the middle. So what you do is you put the corner of your angle where that cross is. So for this one, you put your corner on top of the cross. Sometimes there's a little circle in the middle. You put the circle over the dot in the corner of your angle. And then always remember, you're starting from 0. There's two scales. There's one going 0 up and there's one going 180 down. So make sure you're looking at the 0 one. Okay. So my line is here. So I bring it in. So this angle is 20. No, it's not. It's 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So this angle is 36 degrees. So be careful. 10, 20. Sorry, 26. Okay, 10, 20, this dash that's halfway between 20 and 30 is your 5, so then the next one is 6, so that's 26 degrees. Okay, next one then, it's going the opposite way. Alright, so be careful. Again, you're starting with the 0 all the way up, so it's 60, 1, 2, 3. Okay, down here, line up your cross with the corner. Again, we're using this scale and we're going 106. Okay, and in this one, we're going this scale and it's going all the way around to here. So it's 136. Okay, and finally, we have a reflex angle. So we know as far as here that that's 180 because we're going all the way around to 180. So then flip it upside down and line up your line with that again and count the extra. So 10, 20, 35. So 180 plus 35. So it's 215. Okay, so 215 is your angle. It's a reflex angle. Alright, so you can measure all sorts of angles. This one's acute, this one's acute, this one's reflex and obtuse. Okay, now then if we're drawing an angle, okay, so when you're drawing it, you decide which way you're going to go. Okay, the first thing you do is draw a line. Alright, and then you put your cross at the corner and you count up 74. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. This is 75, so one before it is 74. And you put a little dash up above it. And then you line that up with the end of your line. And you draw your line. And when you're finished, you put the angle in there. And then when you're finished, have a little check to see that it's right. So 74. Yep, okay. Draw an angle of 100 degrees. So if you want to go the opposite way, you just start from this side over here. And remember to start at 0. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. When you draw an angle, have a look at it and see does it make sense. Okay, so you know what a right angle is supposed to look like. So 100 is bigger than a right angle, so it should be bigger. Alright, and 74 is less, so it should be less. Okay, draw an angle of 50. Again, you can draw a line. You can use a ruler, you can use the bottom of the protractor, whichever you want. Pick whichever side you want to draw your angle from. Line up your X and then count. So we're doing 50, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Put a dash. Join it up. And that's your 50 degrees. Okay. So that's measuring and drawing angles using a protractor. Okay, the next thing we're going to look at interior angles, but we're just going to revise all the different angles that we had met. So vertically opposite angles is when you have an X shape, okay, where two lines meet and the angles that are opposite each other are equal. So all I'm saying here is this black angle is equal to this black angle and this red angle is equal to this red angle. That's vertically opposite angles are equal. Then corresponding angles are formed when you have two parallel lines. These two lines with the arrows mean they're parallel, okay, and this line is called a transversal. And a transversal cuts the parallel lines, but it cuts them in the same angle. So what that's saying is that this angle 1 is going to be the same as this angle 1 down here. They're in the same place, they're in the corresponding places. Angle 2 is going to be equal to angle 2, they're in corresponding places. Angle 3 is going to be equal to angle 3, and angle 4 is going to be equal to angle 4. Now vertically opposite happens within this as well, because 2 and 4 will be the same and 1 and 3 will be the same because of vertically opposite. So all these things happen together, but it's just what you can use to answer questions, okay? The next one then is alternate. An alternate is our Z shape. So we either have a front Z or a backward Z, and the angles that are formed by the Z inside the corners of the Z are equal. So this angle here is equal to this angle here, or this angle here is equal to this angle here. So alternate angles inside the parallel lines, opposite sides of the transversal. And the last one, which we skipped the last day by accident, was interior angles. And all that's saying is that these two angles at the same side of the transversal will add up to 180. So because they're interior angles. Okay, so that's all that we just didn't touch on the last day. It's not overly complicated, it's just to note it. Okay, then the next thing we're going to look at is drawing parallel lines and perpendicular lines when you're given a line and a point. Alright, so this is what's called is a construction. You just need to be able to do it, and all you need to do these is your ruler and a set square. So the little triangles, it doesn't matter which one you use, both of them will work. The reason being we have a 90-degree angle here. Okay, so draw a line parallel. So how to draw a line parallel to a given line. So given the line L and the point A, we want to draw a line parallel to L. So what we do is we line up our ruler and our set square so that they're, and we line our set square up with the red line. And then once we're happy that it's lined up, we just slide it up. Oops. Try not to move your ruler. I'm going to do that again because my ruler moved a little bit. Slide it up. Yep. And you draw your new line. And then you just continue it on. Okay. Now, so that's drawing a parallel line. And then perpendicular is similar. So perpendicular means at right angle. So for this one we put the ruler under here and we just put our set square on top of it, line it up with the P, and once we're happy that they're all lined up, we just draw our line. Okay, so that's drawing your perpendicular line.